Hi there, this is Kalle from Hamburg, and today we're cooking a traditional recipe from the region. We're making dumplings, and they're vegetarian too. Tastes great, it's easy, and it's fun.
Get ready to unlock the best cooking tips, master essential techniques, and create mouth-watering dishes. I promise to guide you every step of the way. Let's get cooking.
Of course, we're also making the dough ourselves. We're using 500 grams of flour, 2 eggs, a bit of water, and salt. And the filling is fresh spinach, which is sautéed with a bit of butter, garlic, and onions. We'll also add an egg to help bind the liquid a bit, 100 grams of breadcrumbs, and for flavor, a bit of grated cheese. Nutmeg, salt, and pepper. That's it. Let's get started with some handwork. We're making the noodle dough by hand. I've made a little well in our flour, and into that goes, as I said, also the eggs. And now we're going to knead it all into a smooth dough. Please, 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 please don't forget the salt. About a teaspoonful. And now we're going to make a smooth noodle dough out of this. Knead everything nicely. So then we can add a bit of water to it. Then it's much easier to knead everything together by hand. Once again, it should become a smooth dough. Thank God I'm going to the gym anyway. Yeah, I know you can't tell by looking at me, but it is like that. But this is also a nice workout. Now we're going to put it into a bag and seal it up. And that's going into the fridge now for at least half an hour. Even better is if you do this the night before, then you'll have a really good dough to roll out. We're going to take half an hour today to prove it to you. And in the meantime, we're already blanching the spinach. You need bubbling, lightly salted water to blanch our spinach. The point is that it should be cooked a bit and collapse a little. Then we can process it wonderfully right away. Please, not overcooked. It just needs to bubble up briefly and then it comes right back out. And in the meantime, we can already chop the onion and garlic into fine cubes. So, that's enough here. Can we save the spinach right away? And rinse it with cold water. And it's important to put it back on the sieve right away to get rid of the cold water. We don't want our spinach to lose its flavor, and we're going to let our spinach drain here in peace. Can we warm up our broth already? Because the rest goes pretty quickly. Just warm up 1.5 liters of vegetable broth. The butter has melted. Now we add our garlic on top. And I was asked again in a comment, Kalle, can it really be that the garlic goes into the pan first? But it will burn. So, as we can see, it's not burning at all right now. And if it starts to change color, just like now we'll add our chopped onion. It brings us so much moisture that the garlic is protected for now. And we still have full access to the aroma of the garlic. And the same thing is happening here with the onions. And at this point, we're already seasoning. And we're going to add the entire amount of spinach, already thinking about seasoning it. Because this way, the spices spread much more easily than if we just season the mixture right away. So, and regarding the topic of garlic and onions, what are we going to do about it now? So that the onions don't turn dark or roast. It's really simple. We're adding our drained spinach here and sautéing it with butter and onions. So, taste it as if you were going to serve it as a side dish. Maybe a bit stronger because we also have all the pasta in play. Our ravioli dough. And when this looks nice, we can completely turn off the heat from this pan. We're turning this down to 0 because we want to add our egg in here. So, the spinach has cooled down a bit. Now we can add our breadcrumbs here. And also our grated cheese. By now, it has cooled down enough so that the egg we're adding now won't be affected. Egg in, and we're going to make a smooth mixture out of that. And we're waiting for it, that our pasta dough has really relaxed nicely. And then we can roll it out and fill it with this spinach filling. Half an hour has passed and I can already feel it. It's become really soft. Wonderful for rolling out, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. To make things a bit easier for myself, I'm going to halve the dough first. This way, one part can already relax a bit. And I'm already trying to press this first half a bit with my hands into the shape of a rectangle. Then it will be easier for me when rolling it out. And we're going to roll it out thinly now. And in between, we'll take breaks so the dough can relax. And we continue with the second piece. So that already looks quite decent. Quite nicely. Now let's move on to the next step. Then I'm going to trim the edges a bit. Don't throw away these scraps. Knead it together again for the next dumpling. And then we're going to make strips from our sheet here. Long strips, let's halve the whole thing. Shall we put our filling directly in the middle? And the nice thing is that you can make this filling with so many different ingredients. Of course, also with meat. Now we can moisten the edges a bit. And then we fold the dough from one side into the middle. And the same from this side. And with a fork, we're going to press the edges together now. And the nice thing about these dumplings is that you only have two sides where something could ooze out. And if you seal them properly, nothing will happen to you. That looks pretty good already. And that's how we're going to do it with all the dumplings. That looks just like at grandmother's. And we're going to cook them in the broth now. Our vegetable broth is boiling. And now we're going to put our dumplings in and cook them. We're also lowering the temperature a bit now. It doesn't have to be boiling vigorously, but rather simmer slowly. And in the meantime, we're chopping our parsley now. Our Maultaschen have been here for 15 minutes. Slowly cooked in our vegetable broth. Now we're going to put 2 pieces on a deep plate. Anyone who wants more can help themselves. And we're serving them today right with our broth. And on top, we're adding some freshly chopped parsley. Isn't that a beautiful dish? Shall we cut one open? A dumpling? Look how beautifully green the filling still is. And they need to be taken out. We don't want them to overcook. This filling has such a strong flavor from the cheese, garlic, and onions. And the spinach, pure flavor. Super beautiful dish. Who likes that? So please give us a thumbs up. Goodbye, dear ones.
Be sure to check out this next video. It's packed with even more tips and tricks that will help you become a master chef in no time. And don't forget to subscribe to Cooking Lessons for more delicious content every week. It's easier than you think.